Hey everyone, welcome to 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, fixing, modding, breaking, reviewing, and playing podcast. Unfortunately, for the first time in nearly 400 episodes, 7.5 years of doing this podcast, Steve and I were not able to get together to record a new episode to publish on a Monday. I've been sick. I caught a cold that has knocked me on my ass hard for almost a week, and I just didn't think it was fair to expose Steve to that. He's got his own life, he's got work, he's got a family, he doesn't need to be sick. So I told him to stay home, and I would put together a best of clip show. So that's exactly what this is going to be. I went back through the archives to the very edge of when we started to flirt around with using video, doing a YouTube version of the podcast. So some of these are video, some of them you just hear the audio and you see a screen grab of what we're talking about. This is from like the 2017, 2018 kind of range of dates. There's some fun ones in there. I had a lot of fun going back and listening to them. I think you'll like them too. A lot of those older episodes, they don't have thousands of views on them. They have a couple hundred. So I think it'll be fun to, pull up these old clips and people can hear, see maybe some of the ads that were somewhat legendary back when we did them for, our dedicated podcast audience. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have fun reliving these memories and stay grounded.
Steve, I have a question.
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, right? So this guitar is covered in tiles.
And just it looks like about 10 pounds of grout.
Yeah, it's a mosaic
or mortar.
guitar.
Do you use grout or mortar between tiles?
I don't know.
Grout, right?
Grout,
Mortar's in between bricks. Yeah.
Yes. Among the mosaic phrases on here are F me.
It's a longer word than just the first letter F.
Sex, free speech, and porn star.
Well, it doesn't say star. It's a picture of a star.
Yeah,
it says porn and then picture of a star.
You know what? I actually looked at this for like 5 minutes trying to figure out what was going on there. I was like, why does this just say porn on it? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it says it's got an autograph on it, and I keep
the autograph is underneath free speech.
Yeah, it just says something. It says like Lucy,
signed 2004.
Robert something.
I can't tell, man. It's some sort of,
It's whoever did the art on this. At best,
some kind of folk artist.
Yeah, this the headstock says Fender on it, but this is not a Fender shaped headstock. It's
not. 5
visible tuning keys,
and they're all pointing different directions. You got hillbilly teeth going on these tuning keys.
Oh my gosh.
I actually kind of like the treatment of the Fender logo here in the tile.
Yeah, that's not the worst.
I feel like if someone did an art piece that was meant to be representation of a guitar made out of tile,
sure,
that would be charming and passable.
That's fair.
But because it's on an actual guitar, it is disfiguring and horrendous and frightening.
Right.
And upsetting in a lot of ways.
This is being sold as Fender guitar. I don't know. It's a piece of art, I guess.
Look at the bridge saddles. Like, that kind of tells you what kind of guitar this was. This is some sort of cheap, like Johnson or something like that.
Yeah. I've been trying to actually get a good look. I'm pretty sure those are just cheap.
It could have been a Rogue.
Oh, the headstock kind of does remind me of Rogue.
It could have been a Rogue. It's only got one string.
Yeah.
But it does have a string. It is playable with that one string.
That string, I can't tell where it's going.
What pickups are in this? They're nice and aged yellow.
I don't care.
What if those are nice vintage pickups on this guitar for $50?
Would you pay $50 just to get the pick guard?
Hell no.
And the pickups?
No, I wouldn't touch this thing. You'd have to pay me $10 to take this thing.
I'd wear gloves.
It looks really dangerous and sharp and heavy. Like I said, a lot of grout on this. I'm most entertained by just the free-floating sex. Sex is just floating out there. And following my rules of guitar art.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't pass as a player because the text only reads when the guitar is sitting in a stand. The text is sideways if you're holding it, playing it, meaning this is not a playing guitar.
Porn star's upside down when you're playing.
Yeah.
So it's so you can remind yourself.
If you're a porn star, you're going to be upside down sometimes. Hey, there we go. If you're watching the video, you get to see how Steve reacts to me all the time.
All right, let's move on to our next topic. Ryan, I got one question for you.
Yep.
If you found a lamp and you rubbed it and there was a genie inside,
What do you mean if?
how many wishes do you get from that genie?
You get 3 wishes,
3.
Steve.
So if you go to wish.com and you rub the website and you ask for a guitar,
You rub the website.
how many necks do you get on that guitar,
You
Ryan?
get 3 necks.
You got
on the
3
guitar.
necks on a Wish guitar.
Oh my gosh.
This is from a company called TSAI. I've actually heard of these before.
Have you ever heard of like in the whole like Aladdin and the lamp and the genie story of after you make the wish, the genie charges you $280 for the wish? Because that's what this guitar costs. How many dollars is that per neck, by the way?
That is.
It's $290.
Oh, it's $290.
That's
okay.
easier to divide by 3.
No, it's not. It's the
'cause
same
it's
amount
the
of hard.
Because this is the 200 part. Yeah.
This guitar has $96.67 per neck.
That's pretty cheap per neck.
Yeah. That's not bad.
And it actually kind of puts it more in the realm of reality than I expected it to, if that makes sense, because I wouldn't be surprised to see like a $75 guitar on wish.com.
Here's what I don't understand about this.
Lay it on me, man.
The picture says this is a made by a company called TSAI. But the description says GE electric guitar, SY-NE-003, 3 necks, basswood or basswood body guitar, music instrument, ES. But if you zoom in on the picture,
It says Ibanez.
the headstocks all say Ibanez.
Oh yeah, they say Ibanez for
Those
sure.
necks are hardtail 12-string, hardtail 6-string, and Floyd Rose 6-string.
Right there in the middle. You got that Floyd in the middle. Right
Each
where it
one is
belongs.
HSH pickup configuration.
This is one of the few guitars where you actually need that monkey grip because this thing is going to weigh a ton.
Here's something I'm confused about.
Lay it on me.
You got a pickup selector switch for the lower guitar and a pickup selector switch for what looks like the upper guitar. How do you select pickups for the middle guitar?
Good question, Steve. I would be really surprised, honestly, if any of these guitars function.
Welcome to Geek House. Features made from qualified material. It has long service life and good performance. Exquisite workmanship. Make it fit for all the accessories perfectly. 3 necks design is very special and cool enough. Nickel alloy string to come with a nice sound. Great for stage performance. Suitable for anyone interested in starting the guitar. Like
What? No, wait, what?
it's for starting, so you have all of your options right away.
I mean, when I started playing guitar, it was on a double neck, but a triple neck?
yeah. One of wonderful gifts for your loved one interested in playing guitar.
No.
This guitar has 18 strings.
Yeah.
But
no.
24. So here's
Hold
what
on, hold on,
I
hold
want.
on.
Hold on. No. It's got 18 strings. So why are they adding up all of the strings but not all the frets? Because it says it only has 24 frets, but really
It has more than
it has-
18 strings.
It has
It has
72.
It has 24 strings, Steve.
Oh, that's right. It's a 12-string and 2, so it's got 24 strings. If you add them all together, it's got 24 strings. It's got 72 frets.
This is almost a harp.
Are harps a stringed instrument? Hold on. Are harps a stringed instrument?
God,
Because
not
you don't
this.
play them with a bow.
Oh, come on.
Harps are plucked.
Harps are a plucked stringed instrument.
But
Okay.
but I heard guitars aren't a stringed instrument. Somebody told me that.
They're a plucked stringed instrument. Or strummed. You could bow a guitar, though. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I don't want to have this conversation.
Does Sigur Rós play guitars as a stringed
there-
instrument? But I don't.
Besides there being a joke, is there any reason to have a triple neck guitar?
Cheap Trick cover band.
Yeah, but that's a joke for them. Rick Nielsen doesn't use all those necks. He can't even reach half of them. That's like an 8-neck guitar or whatever, or 7-neck.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't. Yeah, there's no reason.
The thing that's
This
a
is
trip to me,
mental.
because like Wish.com, there's an app for it, and you can go to the website. All sorts of crazy stuff like this for really dirt cheap.
Yeah.
Like, what is do they have a factory where they can put this stuff together? And if they make a dozen of them and they sell, they're cutting a profit on $290.
Probably.
It just seems so far fetched. But like I said, like you wouldn't be surprised if you saw $75 just like Strat knockoff
Right.
on Wish. They're just taking 3 of those and putting them together.
Exactly. It's just a lot of glue.
There's a lot. Well, they're only having to cut 1 body versus 3. So imagine the savings.
Yeah. You do need a larger router.
No, the router can be the same size. You just need a larger piece of wood to start with. This whole thing is ridiculous. For $290, I'm almost tempted to buy it. I wonder what shipping is on it, though. They'd probably hit you with the shipping.
You would only need 290,000 plays on YouTube to break even on that purchase.
God. It would make us legendary, though. They did it. Although there was that video that was made a while back of the guy who ordered the 18-string guitar.
Oh, yeah.
This has more strings than that, by the way. 24 strings.
Good point.
He ordered that 18-string guitar, and the guy that he ordered it from just had like some factory in China make it for him. And apparently they make them for all sorts of people. And it was like a big scam.
You could probably find that guitar on wish.com.
You probably can. But the video of that thing is alienslivertruth.org.
What?
That's all our sponsors for today?
That is all of our sponsors for today. This next ad was sent to us by Nick Lancaster. It's on my sheet. I don't know why I'm acting like it's not. This is a rare electric guitar. It's so rare that it's being sold for $200. Rare / collector's edition J. Tercer Shark. Hollywood Guitars model JT Shark. Scalloped fingerboard inlays. That doesn't make any sense.
They're just talking about the shape of the inlays.
No, I know. I know.
The guitar's not scalloped.
2 single coil pickups. Super nice. Ready to play. $200 OBO.
By 2 single coils, they mean there's a humbucker. That reminds me of the time I went to Guitar Center and was trying to buy a Seymour Duncan humbucker from the counter. And I was like, I want to buy this humbucker over here, this humbucker pickup. And the guy behind the counter was like, we don't sell humbucker pickups. We only sell singles and doubles.
I hate to say it, but this actually might be a good price for this guitar.
It might be fine. What do they usually go for?
I'm seeing prices. The lowest I'm seeing is like $250. Oh, $192. But I don't know if that's a J Tercer.
There's a couple different Shark guitars out there.
So the thing with the Shark guitar is just a generic. J Tercer is the only company that happened to throw on like the headstock that looks like a fin.
Yeah.
Everyone else just has like a general headstock. Oh, I guess like this generic Ollie guitars. Ooh, and this one has a Floyd Rose. Freaking Rose, man.
It's like a weird like import novelty guitar thing. You see them all over the place all the time. Everyone who has one is trying to sell it, thinks it's special. They probably like won it at a fair, or they bought it from a pawn shop while they were drunk or something like that. Maybe they play fine. I just always thought they looked stupid. Like,
well, they do look stupid.
The bottom fin, the dorsal fin on the Shark looks terrible. That is an awful fin. Whoever drew this out in the first place does not know Sharks, not the way I do.
How well do you know Sharks, Ryan?
I know Sharks kind of okay.
You don't think Sharks look like that? It's got teeth. Sharks got teeth.
But the fin, look at the shape of its fin. No shark has a fin that looks like that, unless it's some sort of freaky...
That shark bite with those teeth, yeah.
Some sort of freaky bottom of the Mariana Trench sort of shark might have a fin like that, but that's not a normal shark fin. If you're building a shark guitar, you want a normal shark fin, and all they had to do...
Well, they got to modify that fin so you can put it on your lap. Different.
No, they don't. You don't have to have a shark guitar on your lap. Pretend it's like a Flying V. It doesn't need to be comfortable. This is a novelty guitar. I also don't like the face on this Shark where it looks like, huh?
Why is it looking backwards?
Like, oh, because it's looking at the person playing it. Like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, you playing me like a guitar? But I'm a shark.
All of a sudden, have you seen the memes?
It looks very uncertain about the whole thing.
Like people, it's like they've taken like John Mayer and all these different dudes, and they've taken out
the slugs.
They put a slug.
Yeah,
that's what that made me think of. When you're like, the Shark's just looking back there, like, hey,
how's it going?
What are you doing? Hey. What are you doing back there?
What's going on? The Shark looks very uncertain and very uncomfortable with the whole situation. It was like, I think if you wanted to do a Shark guitar, you'd want to make it look kind of badass, right?
Yeah.
This Shark does not look badass.
Well, I don't know.
This Shark looks sad ass. That's one sad ass shark.
Oh my god.
You know what? I kind of feel like I should get one of these and
burn it.
carve it up a little bit and repaint it to the way I think the shark deserves to look.
You should just get a big body.
Or I should
blank
Photoshop.
and cut it.
I'll just Photoshop it.
Photoshop it.
Maybe I'll do a Photoshopping video
right.
of one of these guitars. Friggin' $200. Unless you're in a shark themed band, I'm gonna say
What if you're in Great White?
bye-bye instead of bye-bye.
All right.
This is a bye-bye, not a bye-bye.
Okay.
Steve's like, can we move on,
Ready to
please?
do some housekeeping?
Okay, yeah, let's do some housekeeping.
Do some housekeeping right now.
I did make a mess over here of this.
This first topic was sent by Emily Harris. This is a product called the Mirror from a company called MIDI Plus. I will preface this by saying I'm going to do my best to read the ad copy for this.
Yeah, I want you to read it straight faced. Their copy on their website.
It's a little lost in translation. It's definitely gone through a Google Translate. So I say I'm going to try to go through it without commentary, particularly like on the grammar, just because this is a
It has been translated.
a Chinese company, so a Taiwanese company. So anyway, here we go. Oh, hold on. I need to turn the brightness up on my phone if I can figure out how to do that.
I need to find this product
There we
on
go.
my phone.
This is called the Mirror audio interface. Mirror is a member of MIDI Plus Fancy Series products. Actually, if I can figure it out, I'm going to like translate this to proper English.
Okay, if you want to.
With the growing demands of audio quality, audio interface is no longer a formidable device. Product characteristics become more important, and that leads us to observe the industry and market over again. It is already a trend to show ourselves online at a home studio. So we decided to design an audio interface specifically for females. We hope it reveals more elegance and charm. This is Mirror. Discard the common thinking flow. Through a female perspective and taste, we attempted to integrate mirror light into this product. By the research of cosmetics, luxuries, jewelry, color sets, visuals, textures, and female ergonomics, we endure it calm, mysterious, and grace. It's just like a black diamond treasure box. Polished, glossy cover and frosted metal body gives a first impression. Once opened, we hope to bring a bigger surprise. So we created a series of formal and exciting sense of ritual for operating experience. Gently open the cover, the moment of launching the mirror light. Twirl the colorful eyeshadow-shaped knobs. Glance at the equalizer LED. Enjoy the waves of sweet interaction. Mirror supports Android and iOS phones, PC and Mac, pads, and can be connected to monitor, headphone, mics, electric guitar, almost any pro and entertainment conditions. Look at the beauty one in the mirror. Plug, sing, and play.
Oh man, where do we start with this product?
Well, my first thought was these humans and they're females.
Oh my God.
Why are they clothed? Oh, it's so hideous.
This is a good impression of a Ferengi, Steve.
Thank you.
Good job.
Been listening to Treks in the City.
A new Trek podcast, Steve?
Yeah.
You are deep into a new Trek podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a new Trek
Another
podcast.
Star Trek The Next Generation podcast.
I've stopped listening to The Greatest Generation since they got into DS9. I just can't hang with DS9.
Oh, I'm watching. I actually started watching DS9 like maybe a couple years ago, so I'm still working through it. Maybe like a year ago. Still working through.
I can't hang with it. I just don't like it. They don't go anywhere. I mean, they go places sometimes.
They go places more once you get
They
into
go to
like
places like I go to the store.
once you get into like season 3 or 4.
Can we stop talking about this?
Yeah, I got what you're saying. Like they go to places like you go to the store. I would say like they go on places like you go on vacation.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they go to places for a few days.
So, anyways, this recording interface looks just like a makeup compact.
Yeah.
And the knobs on it are like the flat, round style knobs with a little bit of a bump on the edge, so you can like twirl it around. And they look like they are the size.
They're like pink, purple.
Yeah, they're all colored.
Various tans.
They're colored to look like makeup. And
did you show this to your wife at
I
all?
did, and she like she couldn't like figure it out, and thought that the reason she couldn't figure it out was because she didn't understand what the piece of equipment was for. And I was like, listen, it's just a piece of recording equipment. Is it appealing to you in any way that it looks like a makeup compact? And she was just like baffled by it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it looks like a fine interface as far as its technical specs go for casual recording into your computer, laptop, smart device, whatever. It looks like the correct size. It looks like it's got various plugs and controls and whatnot. But I just cannot wrap my head around the flip-out mirror with the LED and the novel. I can almost get behind the novelty and be like, if someone wants this, if they want this look on their desk instead of, like a regular kind of like nerdy looking, interface box that would sit on their computer. They want something that looks kind of decorative and looks kind of like it would, fit their style. Like there's tons of people use makeup. Lots of dudes use makeup for various different reasons. Like it's not that huge of a deal.
I think there is a market for this, and I'll get to that in a second.
Do we know the price on this?
There's no price. It actually just got released.
Okay.
So maybe I think this is more of like a promo. I do have a thought on this. It's in the form of a poem. It goes like this.
I didn't know it was going to be poetry night with Steve.
It says, my poem is, mirror in the interface. Please talk free. The door is locked. Just you and me. Can I take you to a restaurant that's got glass tables? You can watch yourself while we're recording.
I like it, Steve. Did you just write that all by yourself?
I did.
I like it.
It's got a nice. The beat was nice, I thought.
In the copy that they say that this is designed for a woman.
Right, designed for a woman by men.
We don't know if it was designed by men. That's something else my wife asked. But she's like, was this designed by a woman? I was like, I have no idea. But I've never operated my home recording interfaces with my dick. Like, not once. Like, I don't think my interface is gendered at all. Like, do we need to have gendered interfaces? Like, it's one thing to make an interface that looks more sleek and looks more decorative on your desktop or in your recording space. You can fold it down and people won't know that it's some sort of nerdy piece of gear.
I guess.
Does it matter what genitals we have when we're using a recording interface?
Well, it's like, so all of the color choices here. First of all, like if you want to do this, you simplify it. Like, why do you need a mirror? You don't. If you want it to have a lid, I guess you can have a lid.
Yeah.
It's a mirror with, I can see the functionality of like the LED, I guess.
One of the knobs on the top, one of the big knobs is to adjust the brightness of the LED on the mirror.
Yeah.
Instead of putting another audio controlling interface there, controls the light on the mirror.
Right. Well, this is basically like a 2-channel interface. It's got an XLR input and it's got an instrument input. So it's just your basic interface.
Yeah.
But it's put into like a makeup type box, like not a compact, but like a makeup box.
It kind of looks too big for the functions that it has.
It is too big for the functions that it has.
I'm just gonna come out and say it, Steve. I think that this is a bye-bye and not a bye-bye.
You mean it's a bye-bye?
It's a
bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Not a bye-bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.
It is not a bye-bye-bye. It's a bye-bye.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Were you looking for the spire that's not down here?
No, I wasn't. But I was talking about the spire, so I feel like this thing is probably about the same size as the Spire with like half the functionality.
It kind of looks bigger to me.
I showed this to one of my coworkers who actually openly cringed at the line, which we kind of poked.
Well, you
at
didn't
already.
read it. There's a line at the bottom that says "perfect for operating with your vagina."
That's not true. One of my coworkers cringed at, we decided to design an audio interface specifically for females.
Yeah.
And she goes, I was waiting for it to just say females, like instead of women.
Right.
Like even if you, like, it's already an awful product, but when you say like females, it's like, what is this? So
it makes it grosser somehow.
And that's,
I mean, it's technically correct.
And then I don't even
like,
think that that's a,
you hear the Ferengi.
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. And I don't think that is something. Well, that's something where you can say like, oh well, it's lost in translation or whatever. But that's a thing that you see even in American like descriptions where it's like it's females, like it's just reduction to just a biological state.
Right. And I think some people use it because they feel like it is more technically accurate, so it can't be problematic versus calling them ladies and like raising your eyebrows.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Well, that's what I told her. I was like, well, at least it didn't say designed specifically for the ladies.
They could have said for women, or they could have said for people who enjoy makeup.
Well, so like one of the things we talked about is that it could be for like people who enjoy makeup, but really like even adult women generally don't have this sort of thing. Like this is a thing that's more of like a young women or like a teenager thing, like girls who think makeup is fun kind of a thing.
It's like you're not gonna like with the mirror part of it is a novelty. I get it, but it's like you're not gonna sit there and do your makeup in a provided mirror attached to your recording interface while you're working on your mix.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense.
And also like if you are using this to work on your mix the whole time, you're just going to be looking in the mirror like this, like.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't complete the gimmick and actually provide like makeup with it.
Maybe you can write to him
like branded makeup that just goes with it as like a throw-in promotional thing. Another thing, like my first impression when I saw it and was trying to make heads or tails of what I was looking at, I assumed it wasn't a mirror. I assumed it was a monitor screen at first.
Oh.
And I also assumed with the light around it that there would be a built-in camera somewhere, and this would be a device for like live streaming.
Right.
So you can plug in a guitar, you can plug in a microphone, and you have an audio and video interface. Even if it was like a mount to hold your existing smartphone on there to use the camera for that, and then you mount it in between the light so that the light is shining and you're monitoring with the camera.
And that's actually like kind of an interesting product idea, but this is specifically for females with a female perspective in mind.
Even if it had that functionality of being able to use it for live video performances, I feel like it would completely expand that concept and be like, yeah, this is for people who get done up and make videos of themselves and do performances. That makes more sense.
All this interface is it's taking one of their other interfaces and putting lipstick on a pig, basically. Like it's trying to make
that
something.
That should be the logo or like the mascot of the product is a pig with lipstick.
It's taking a basic item that people who are getting into recording.
Is pink washing a term when you gender wash it to be female?
It should be.
I feel like I've heard that term before or something like it. Like it is.
I haven't heard it.
If that's a term, or if I'm just making up now, is pink washing.
Right.
Or it's like, oh, we have a regular product. Let's throw it in a new case with a slightly different look, and it'll be for ladies.
Yeah.
When the other version of it is unisex.
Right. And that's the thing is I feel like
this whole product could have been completely bypassed by, instead of making a makeup themed product, just make a home decor themed product.
Sure.
And be like, this can look good on your desktop when you clean up your house for company to come over.
And I think like even trying to make it makeup themed, it already kind of like misses its target because it's trying to do this whole elegant black diamond thing as if it's for like, when Audrey Hepburn comes home in her heels and little black dress and pearls to record,
right? Like
this is the interface. But the reality is the market for this is probably
like you just put together the video for them. Steve. That's a good pitch.
Thank you. The market for this is probably really is like teenage girls who want something like kind of fancy and are like, want it to sit on their desk, and it's like an entry level thing. The
market for this isn't teenage girls who want to get into recording. The market for this is dads who want to buy something for their teenage girl who wants to get into recording.
Right. Yeah,
when really,
that's
when really
realistically.
their teenage girl just wants a Scarlet, you know?
Yeah.
Or an inbox.
I cannot think, like, I really sat there and thought, like, who is the artist who would sponsor this? Who is, like, if they wanted to get, like, an artist sponsor,
Sure.
like, if this just went out, if this product went out in, so we get these emails from companies every once in a while that's like, oh, confidential, da 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 da. And, you know, and it'll be like basically like, who wants in on this? Like, who wants to demo this? Like on the
Sure.
hashtag demo guy brag side of it. And so we kind of have the option. Sometimes like we see stuff like that and I'm like, hey, Ryan, you going to hit this company up? And you're like, I don't really have like an idea of what I do with that. Like if it's like a, you know, depending on what kind of pedal it is.
A lot
like,
of times it comes down to what, well, I think our audience
exactly
will be excited
exactly
about it.
so I'm thinking about it from that perspective, like if this product went out to like a bunch of people, like I just can't visualize who the person is who's like,
Yeah, I'll jump on that.
oh yeah, I'll jump on that. And not just jump on it, like I mean there's a novelty there, like I'm sure there are people who would do it for the novelty of it, but I'm saying like I can't think of who's going to sit there and go like, oh yeah, this is a product that I think I could really get behind.
Yeah, totally. Like when Earthquaker came out with the Aqueduct, it was like, I want that. I'd love to demo that.
Yeah.
So I hit them up. Like,
Yeah.
can I get one of those to demo? And they obliged. I look at this and I can't imagine who would be like, I want to get my hands on that so I can make content
Yeah,
with it.
it's really
Another thing is
weird.
like, I mean, I'm sure there are, but I don't think most people who use makeup, you know, especially, you know, like focusing on women, are like, I just love the object of makeup and want to
Right.
have things that around me that are themed around the object of makeup. They're fans of the use of makeup. They're into the actual product of makeup, but they don't need to have things in their life that remind them of makeup. You know?
Yeah.
Like they're not like buying like, you know, glasses
It's
for their tableware that looks like lipstick containers or something like that, you
very
know?
unnecessarily silly.
Yeah.
It's very unnecessary. It's pandering to like a gross level.
It's the guitar lamp version of like makeup fandom, where it's like guitarists don't want a guitar lamp; they want a guitar
right.
and a lamp.
Right.
They want the lamp. They want the lamp next to the guitar to illuminate the guitar. They don't want to look at a lamp that's shaped like a guitar. You
yeah.
know? It's a silly product.
You got anything else on this?
I don't. Let's
Me
move
neither.
on.
All right.
Let's get into this ad, Steve, and call it a week.
Woo!
Man, this has been crazy. This is a post I found on the Ugly Guitars group. You should go follow Ugly Guitars because it's just a whole bunch of fun. A guy named Pior? Pior?
I think it's just probably pronounced Peter.
You think that's Peter, but in a weird Russian spelling?
Yeah.
Peter Reznikov posted this. He said, WTF did I just buy part 2? So this guy had bought what is basically like a Vox Phantom shaped guitar. I think it was made by Teisco. He took the pickguard off of this thing. Maybe I should just read it. No, I'm going to describe it. He took the pickguard off of this thing, and the route for the pickguards has been completely filled in with some sort of like white epoxy. And whoever did this combined 2 pairs of single coil pickups and included them into this resin pour. So there are 4 single coils grouped together as 2 humbuckers, visually humbuckers.
Uh-huh.
They're not actually humbuckers.
Do you think
just
they're
grouped
wired
together.
as humbuckers?
It sounds like they're not. It sounds like they're wired as 2 singles, not humbucking. But they are permanently resined into this guitar. This thing must weigh a ton, and this looks awful.
Yeah.
It looks just terrible, and it's so sad because I've been wanting a Phantom style guitar for so long, and to see one be destroyed like this is so sad. I can't think of a way to salvage this.
Yeah. I don't,
Like poured like a gallon of epoxy resin into a guitar and permanently like bonded the pickups with the body. It's over for this thing.
game over, man.
It's game over, man. So
Yeah,
let me
I
see
don't-
if there's anything to cull from this guy's description. The humbuckers are noisier than any single coils I own. Humbuckers as in quotes.
Yeah.
And I was planning to swap them out, but change of plans. Any clue what the previous owner used to seal these pickups into the body or how to remove them? They're locked in place. Edit, Dave Batter pointed out that these aren't even humbuckers, but rather two single coil pickups literally stacked on top of each other. WTF. I am feeling for this dude. I didn't catch the original post. I don't know what he paid for this thing. But man, that's rough. I guess if you were to remove this resin situation, you'd need to remove the neck, the bridge, and the trim hardware, and get a router with a blade you don't care about and a lot of safety gear and literally grind those pickups and the resin out of there.
It's so weird.
Which
I think like I don't even know if I would try that. I think I might just take the whole thing off and like I don't know, use a heat gun.
but
See
if
you
it's
could melt
if it's
it.
epoxy, it's not going to melt. That looks like some sort of like boat resin.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like glue or like a paint or something like that that'll melt. Like resin doesn't melt; it just gets harder and like chips. Like you could chisel it out of there maybe. And if you were to melt it to get it soft enough to like scrape it out of there, you would be burning. Like if it was plastic,
Yeah.
you would be burning plastic and releasing so many fumes. You would not be doing your body good. No, this is a grinding situation. Angle grinder. That's what I would do. I would attack the pickups with an angle grinder and have some serious safety gear on. And once the pickups were clear, then I would use a router to clear out however much resin I needed to salvage this body.
I just would avoid this thing. I don't know.
It's a wall hanger now. Put the pick guard back on, hang it on the wall.
I guess you got to figure like maybe he saw it and thought it looked cool.
Well, yeah,
it's a Phantom style.
Yeah.
And then like just just thought it was like a weird paint job.
Yeah.
Like, it was like blue and like somebody's like, oh, instead of pickup rings, we're gonna put this like blue stuff on there. Like,
well, here's the thing with a Phantom, it's like my Hallmark swept wing where the pick guard covers most of the body.
oh,
So
okay,
with the pick
right.
guard over these pickups, you wouldn't see all this cracking resin. So this guy just bought this thinking there were humbuckers in it.
Okay, and then he took the pick guard off.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I bet I wonder if there's cables coming out of the resin for both pickups, and if you could just snip one pickup from each grouping and just have a regular single coil from each grouping, and it might kill the hum a little bit.
Probably. I mean, if it's really two single coils, I'm sure all the like wiring is done away from the pickups. They're probably not actually wired together.
We can see this group of wiring coming out here, and it does look like 4 wires coming out of the body. So yeah, that would be my recommendation to this guy, to snip 2 of the wires and just call it a 2 single coil guitar, and that might help with the noise issues. Might. I mean, you're not supposed to submerge pickups in resin.
Yeah.
Like this is bananas. I wonder if this guy's in Russia, because it seems like a total like Russian fix to do to something. I want to make humbuckers. How do people do that? Oh, just resin it together. Fill the body with resin. We know how to work with resin. So crazy. I feel so bad for this thing. You have any final notes?
No, man. I smash it.
Yeah. All right. Steve's voice is gone. Big thanks to our sponsors this week, Sinusoid and Flower Petals.
Yeah.
Go check them out in the links down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Acceptable foods and beverages to consume on stage. Oh, this is from Jim Bowers. Ramblin' six string. Jimmy Rambler. That's what it is.
Jimmy Rambler.
What acceptable foods and beverages to consume while on stage? Are there do's and don'ts between/during songs? Ribs, wings, red vines, Doritos, box wine.
Box wine. Nice. I thought this was fun, and we haven't had like a full like semi off topic in a while, and it's not totally off topic because it's talking about like what
do you think you could get away with eating on stage while playing? I'm not talking like someone has a solo and you step into the shadows and start snacking. I'm talking like you're playing. What do you go for a snack? And then some of these big like touring acts, they play long shows, like 4-hour shows. Right. You got to have some kind of snack while you're doing that.
I think it all depends on whether or not you have a gimmick. Like it's got to be some kind of gimmick.
You think so?
Well, so it depends. Like I think
because you could do anything as a gimmick. I'm not talking about gimmicks because then you could get into bands like the Donuts where like they like eat Twinkies and blow powdered sugar on the audience during the show. Look it up on YouTube. These guys are incredible.
Well, so what I mean by that is like
I'm talking like something that you could eat while on stage and get away with it without it being a gimmick.
Okay, Red Vines is a yes.
I think Red Vines is a yes, totally. Any licorice.
I think anything that's saucy is just straight out. Yeah. Ribs, come on, man. What? Like, I mean, I guess if they're dry smoke, maybe. But
I think it'd have to be
also no one wants to watch you eat ribs.
It'd have to be the kind of rib where like it's so tender. You reach to the side, you got a plate of ribs on top of your amp. The tubes are keeping them warm. That's what I'm talking about. You grab a rib, it's already cut for you. It's so tender, you put the whole rib in your mouth, you wrap your lips around it, and the bone just comes out clean.
You're going to get so much juice on your fingers, though, dude. You got to have a fat stack of naps.
I mean, you get
some wet wipes.
You get that grease on your fingers, and it lubricates your strings.
I don't think that's how it works.
Gets it all slippery.
That explains a lot about how when I borrow a guitar from you, the first thing I do is replace the strings.
But yeah, ribs are a no. Anything you're eating off the bone, I don't think so. Wings are a no.
Yeah, unless they're boneless.
Pizza
are boneless wings really wings?
No, they're nuggets.
And then if you had a fork though, you could do that.
Yeah, you could do nuggets.
What about pizza?
Pizza, I think it really depends on the pizza. If you're talking like a proper piece of pizza where like the cheese is stretching and dripping and there's like grease on top of it, no. You gotta have like your hand fully into like controlling that pie as it goes in your mouth. And you need that hand for playing. The kind of pizza you could eat on stage is like you get the big sheet pizza that's cut into squares. Remember when Little Caesars had the Bigfoot? It's cut into squares. You let it get kind of cold. This is like back room, like green room cold pizza that's been sitting out a while. You're playing. You grab a slice. You just shove it in your mouth and you like pull it into your mouth while you're chewing it, so your hands are free to play. Like you could do that.
Did I ever tell you about how I would eat pizza in the outfield while playing kickball like a year ago?
A year ago you were doing this?
Adult kickball.
That's incredible. That makes me want to play adult kickball and eat pizza at the same time.
I would also drink 7 beers during a kickball game.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Not always.
How would you still be on your feet and playing? That's incredible.
Just a magical human being.
That's it. It's magic.
Yeah. Magnets.
Oh, don't listen to scientists. They're all liars anyways.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, I think any kind of like in your hand snack food. When I was thinking about gimmick foods, I was thinking about like, you know, if Blink-182 ate M&Ms during their show, like that makes sense.
Yeah, like you grab a fistful of like loose candy and you can shove it in your mouth and chew on it. Man, I could, if I'm playing a show, I could go
like
for
if Five Iron Frenzy ate mayonnaise tacos during their shows.
Oh, what the hell? Is that a thing?
They had a song called Mayonnaise Taco.
Oh, that's foul. Disgusting, dude. I could see eating like a clean hot dog, not like a messy, heavy with toppings hot dog, but you got a hot dog sitting on top of your amp. Once again, the tubes are keeping it warm, and when you have a few beats where you're not playing, you grab it, you take a bite, you put it back down.
What kind of
like this stuff sounds weird. It's like it's no thing for like some like band player to pick up a drink and take a swig during a song.
Do you think it's easier to eat during a song or in between songs?
In between songs, it's almost harder because there's things you have to be doing in between the song.
Right.
Like you got to be changing your effects. You're probably tuning in between songs. Like during a song, especially if it's a song where you know the parts and you know what's coming up and you can time yourself, it's probably easier. Is what I'm saying. Like, you know that there's a bass solo coming up and you're going to be like, yeah, I just barely lay back while a bassist does his thing.
Right.
Like that's snack time. That's solid snack time.
The more I think about it, man, like red vines has got to be like
I think that's the top.
best.
I think that's the tops because you just grab it real quick, you put it in your mouth, and you can kind of slowly put it into your mouth, like pull it into your mouth, like Lady and the Tramp style.
Yeah.
And it's like it's gonna look kind of fun. Like the audience is gonna be into it. They're gonna be like, I wish I had a red vine.
Yeah.
And plus, you bite the other end off, you can use it as a straw for your drink. Yeah, I just now remember that's the thing that I used to do when I was a kid, and now I'm thinking,
Oh my god.
what hard liquor can I drink with a red vine and have it work?
Vodka?
Vodka and red vines would work, but I'm also thinking like some kind of like brown liquor that's
I don't know, man.
cheap but smooth, you know, like some sort of scotch or whiskey through a red vine. It's got to be kind of good because you're doing
I
like
think if you're gonna go brown liquor, you're probably leaning more on the rum side.
yeah,
with
rum
licorice.
would work. Rum and a red vine, rum vines. I think we just invented a new cocktail, Steve, and it's all just one hard liquor and a candy straw.
You know,
That's the cocktail.
I've been struggling to develop my contribution to the YouTube channel, but I think I just found it.
Oh my gosh, garbage cocktails. Steve,
Hey guys, this is Steve with 60 Cycle Hub. Today I'm going to be eating red vines and drinking rum.
there's got to be some other food that would be super good. I think if you're gonna go Mexican food, I mean, I made that video of the burrito holder, but that's a joke.
I can't think of a single Mexican food that you could eat during a show.
Rolled tacos.
Yeah,
But not the kind
guess.
that are covered in guac and cheese and sour cream. They got to just be kind of clean.
Just be clean, and you got to dip it. You got to dip it into whatever you want, and then that dip just all goes in your mouth.
Is there any food that you can incorporate into your playing? Like you use it to pluck the string.
Doritos.
You pluck the strings with Doritos. It doesn't get any more extreme than that.
You got to make those strings cheesier.
I get that dust everywhere.
You want that cool tone?
What about
Nothing's cooler than Cooler Ranch Doritos.
What about sushi? Like if you're good with chopsticks, you grab that sushi real quick. You just throw a single piece in your mouth, and you're just straight chewing.
I think you can only eat sushi during a show if you're in a Vapors cover band
Sure, okay.
or a Yoko Ono cover
Or you're
band.
Japanese,
Or you're actually Japanese.
or you're just a big sushi fan because you like that sweet
Do you
sushi.
think Plane Without a Pilot could do that? Since Brian Gower is a weeaboo?
Guess what's a weeaboo?
It's complicated.
Okay, let's not get into it if it's that complicated.
That was probably really mean.
It was probably pretty bad. If I knew what it meant, I could tell you how bad it is.
All right. Well, I'm sure our listeners will Google it.
I'm guessing
and I'll get
that
some
it's
hate
like
mail.
a mixed Asian sort of thing.
No, it's a term for like white people who want to be Asian.
Oh, okay. Well, you can talk about that because you're half Asian.
That's true. I am. No, Brian's just really into anime. Yeah, weeaboo is defined as a non-Japanese person who basically denounces their own culture and calls themselves Japanese. So that's not actually Brian. I just like to make
Right.
I just like to make fun of him because it's kind of how it seems like it happens. All right, this
Yeah.
last ad was sent by Ryan Bales. He left a comment. I wonder if these would work as one of those guitar triller things. This is in the Marion County buy-sell trade. Raccoon, penile, ivory. I have 7, $3 a piece, or $20 for all of them.
So some animals have a literal bone in their boner. I think walruses have them. And obviously raccoons have them. They have an actual bone in their penis. And apparently this guy collects them. Which is that normal? Did people collect raccoon boners?
I don't know anything about Marion County. This is Marion,
Is that the
Ohio, apparently.
raccoon boner capital of America? Oh man.
Well, so the first one, the guy gives you like a size the picture. He wants to give you a size comparison. So
Which I don't think is fair to the
he's got a
raccoons.
Bic lighter next to it, and it's a Playboy Bic logo Bic lighter.
Do you think? I mean, as far as the scale of raccoons go, do you think these are big penis bones? You think these are something to write home about? Or is this, I mean,
I just want to
he's
know
got
if
them
you-
arranged like smallest to largest, which I also think is kind of humiliating.
I just wanted to know if you thought this would be functional as a guitar triller.
Oh, 100%. You could definitely trill with these. It'd probably be way more interesting than trilling with the actual triller.
Yeah, it'd probably give you better tone because it's bone.
Yeah, get that bone tone.
Yeah,
There's
just-
the title of the episode right there.
You got a bone nut. You got a bone bridge.
Bone down.
And then you got a bone triller.
Yeah, he's got to move this ad to the guitar section for sure.
I don't know, man. I don't really.
I
got
would
nothing.
if I was going to go down this road. If I was going to go down this road, I'd probably want to track down penile bones from bigger animals and just get them a little bigger. I think they look a little bit too small to have the mass to trill really well. Like this is
it's
more
really
like
going to come down to that density.
yeah, you need a little bit more weight in your penis bone if you're going to trill with it. If like an animal, like maybe like a pig, like if there was a big pig that had a penis bone that was bigger, that would have the mass. I feel like a walrus penis bone would be way too big. But something kind of in between there, like where it's kind of like the size of like a pork rib. You know what I mean? Just get a little bit bigger, and you're going to have the mass behind it to really get your bounces off the string and really move that string with your penis bone, with your dick bone is what I'm talking about. It's the sort of thing where like if you were in the position where you could become like a famous musician and you used one of these, it would be the stuff of legend. It'd be like
Sure.
This
is
song,
Brian May using a Pence.
yeah. In that one song when he plays that solo where it just sounds really crazy, he's using a raccoon's penis bone. Did you know raccoons have bones in their penis? It's true. And he uses it to play guitar. You got to have that raccoon boner tone if you want to nail that guitar part. Can we buy this and send it to John Mayer and he can start using them? Like, this is the next thing, dude. Get him so popular. Soon, the raccoon population in America is going to be decimated.
I mean,
everyone's
you can jump
going to be
onto the Marion County buy-sell trade and see if they're still available. $20 for all of them.
I don't think you can harvest these without killing a raccoon, right?
Probably not.
And what if you catch a lady raccoon and you don't know it, and you're like, "Dang it, this one doesn't have the tone boner. I need that tone boner bone." This has been our best ad in a long time, Steve. Don't waste this. This is our golden moment.
I feel like you've hit like all of the puns here.
Hit me with another penis pun, Steve.
I mean, here's the thing. Okay, so you had a triller, right?
Yeah.
And we know what the learning curve is on that. What I
These
want to
definitely
know,
have a bigger curve.
what I want to know is how hard would it be to learn with this? Do you think
There's a pretty stiff learning curve, Steve.
yeah.
It's definitely spend a lot of time hands on with these.
But hey, whenever you need to put it away, you can just stick it in there.
Yeah, just slide it in your pocket.
All right, I think I'm all out.
I don't think we have anything better to say.
Speaking
about
of wild animals,
raccoon phalluses.
Are you done? Remember when you told me this was going to be a shorter episode?
I know. I wish it was.
And then it was a longer episode.
Oh gosh.
All right. I guess we're going to thank our sponsors now.
Yeah. Thanks for enduring all this penis talk about raccoon penises. Big thanks to Sinusoid. When it comes to raccoon penises, they have nothing to do with them. Instead of raccoon penises, they deal with really
Cables.
exceptional guitar cables and other kinds of cables. You could get like an IC cable made for. There it is. I found it.
Horses.
This was sent to us by Cameron. How do you say his last name?
I think it's Barami.
Cameron Barami. And the moment I saw this ad, I had to talk about it. I just had to cover this thing. It says, I think this is on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
It says Fender guitar in Houston, Texas for $250. We're looking at basically a silver Telecaster here with a bunch of extra appointments to it. I mean, I'm not going to say the first thing that catches my eye. I'm going to start with the second thing and work through like the fourth and fifth thing that catches my eye. And then we'll save the good stuff for last. It's got the aftermarket hardware on it, like the bridge and the control plate that have like a filigree etched into it. So it's like black hardware with like a gold filigree across the whole thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it's got a black mother toilet seat pick guard. I don't really like the look so far of all this stuff. It has a guitar pick holder, double sticky taped to the upper horn.
So if you drop your guitar pick, you got one right there.
Yeah. It has rainbow guitar strings on it. I think it's missing the high E.
No, it's just really thin.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. It's like a very light pink.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got neon pink, neon yellow, some sort of blue, a neon red, green, and then back to pink. You know the strings. There's like these packs of strings you can get that are all sorts of crazy colors.
Yeah.
And then I'm not even to the main thing yet. It has a aftermarket Fender neck plate on it.
Yeah, I was trying
Fender,
to read what that says. It's kind of hard to make out.
I think it says 64 or 84.
Jerry Jones Telecaster.
Telecaster? Like, what is going on here?
I'm a little confused because the seller's name is also Jerry Jones.
Also, the paint on the silver paint on this. Yeah, it's got to be like a custom neck plate he had made for him, the guy who modified this guitar.
Right.
The paint looks really bad on the back. The silver paint looks like it's definitely a home job that someone did. But let's get into the main thing about this guitar. On the front and on the back, there are pictures of horse faces, like carved into the body, like with a Dremel, and not in like a very good way.
Yeah.
It's a very bizarre style.
And then like filled in with a Sharpie.
Yeah, filled in with some sort of black paint in the carved out relief, and then this really bright blue paint around the horses' heads.
Yeah,
which is bizarre. It's so bizarre, this art. I don't know what to make of it. And the horse on the front looks really bad. Really, really bad. Like the person just completely botched so much of this artistically.
Do you think it looks better or worse than the horses on the back?
I'd say that the main horse on the back kind of looks better, but still really, really bad. And then there's a secondary horse on the back, also really bad, but smaller. And all three of these horses are in these like really odd shaped circles, like blobby circles.
Yeah.
Like they're looking through a window.
Do you think any of these horses were on any famous TV shows back in the 90s?
I have no idea what you're getting at.
Just a thought.
Why is that a thought you're having?
It's just a thought that I had, Ryan.
So there's no backstory here. We don't know why there's horses on these guitars. My question is, why after doing one horse and seeing how good it didn't look, this person said, you know what this guitar needs is two more horses that look about the same.
Do you think they did the back horses or the front horse first?
I hope they did the back horses first and then said, I've got it down now. I think I can do the front horse better, and then still didn't do it good. I can't even describe why these horses are bad. Just look at the pictures in the episode description.
They just look like they were drawn by like Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah, it's very Napoleon Dynamite.
Like it's like
Napoleon Dynamite drew it, and then someone attacked it with a Dremel, and it was their first time ever using a Dremel.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, you've been taking like art classes, and you're trying to do ultra realistic, but you're just not there. That's the style.
This is very far away from ultra realistic. But it's like, I guess the anatomy is there. These aren't cartoony horses.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's what they're going for. It's just not what they're getting.
Yeah.
Just like Napoleon
The
Dynamite.
one on the front, how would you describe the personality of the horse in the front?
Emo.
Is definitely an emo horse. Like, the sad eyes, the swinging
Yeah,
bangs.
no, it's that swoop bang, man.
Like his head is down, he's just moping like, well, I guess I'm a horse on a guitar.
Poor
I
guy.
I never thought my life would turn out to be so awful. Just being a horse on a guitar. Boo-hoo. This thing is just a disaster.
Boo freaking who.
Now this is a question we have to ask. We don't have a shot of the headstock, do we?
No.
Let's assume this is an American Telecaster.
Okay.
$250. Do you go buy it?
Yeah, if it was an American.
Even with this horse mangled situation?
Dude, I would. An American Telecaster neck is probably
That's true.
$200 by itself.
That's true. Just flip the neck and then, man, I don't even
And
know.
those filigree parts, I bet someone on Reverb would spend on those.
Yeah, you can flip the parts. You can sell the pickups. Yeah, you're right. There's flip potential here for $200, but that body's toast, right?
Yeah.
You would have to really sand this thing down, like really down, to save this body. I guess maybe you could do some kind of Bondo thing, but man, that's a rough save.
Yeah, it depends on it depends on what how deep it really is. If it just looks deeper than it is because it's kind of like darkened in, or is it that dark because
It
it's
looks
so
really
deep?
deep. The carves look really deep to me. Like someone used the big Dremel tool on this. Yeah, I guess 250 is fair. This person's not, that's assuming this is American. This could be Mexican. This could be Squire. We don't know. He just says it's a Fender guitar. So assuming it's an American Telecaster, yeah, that price is fair. If it's anything less than that, man, I don't know. Would you pay $250 for a Mexican?
No.
No, I wouldn't pay $250 for this if it was Mexican or anything less than that. All right, let's tackle the first topic.
Yeah.